revolve. Shares in a flash, high hopes in a mighty dash. Stock ticks and it starts to crash, while it's thinner than a broken glass. Market moves got me feeling wild, swinging harder than a rocket child. Charts like a puzzle complex, trading daily, keeping us perplexed. Riding waves like future specs. Gotta calm down, no pretext. Market moves got me feeling wild, swinging harder than a rocket child.
All right, good morning, guys. Good morning. Let me put myself up top so you guys can see the screens. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Give me a sound check, give me a screen check, give me alt check, and make sure the feed looks good. Looking good. Everybody looking good. Okay. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Miguel. Good morning, Nico. Hey, everybody. Hey. So, we got negative news today, right? ADP came out, printed really horribly. Let me show you the print. Market was looking for like 114. ADP came in at where's the ADP? Here's the ADP. Here's the ADP. Came in at 62 against 115. Really like very weak. It's showing the employment market is starting to really come in. On the other hand, GDP was also really no, that's Canada. GDP growth rate was definitely negative, but not as bad as I think some of the other people believe. Consumer spending was pretty good. I actually posted a sort of an interesting tweet on this, because if you went to zero hedge, it's kind of interesting. Let me show this to you. There was like a 1-2 sequence in zero hedge where you saw like the GDP numbers showing weakness, but not as bad as everybody thought, especially with personal consumption being strong, because a lot of consumption actually went forward now. But the ADP being really, really weak. And I think that sort of like encapsulates the whole story. Going backwards, the economy was doing okay. Going forwards, it's a lot of angst now regarding the tariff impact. So that's why you're starting to see NASDAQ almost down 2%. Very, very steep decline post event. Where's the good place to check for upcoming news events? Right on TradingView, my friend. Look. I'm doing nothing but just actually using TradingView. If you're in TradingView, and you look at the bottom over here, there's like a little calendar icon, right? All you got to do is just hit the calendar icon. It'll tell you all the forward events. Like right now, today, we have the pending home sales and personal income, personal spending coming in at 10 o'clock, right? Nothing really, big, but you can basically see the whole calendar right on here if you want to. You don't really need to go anywhere besides TradingView to get that organized. Hello, welcome from South Africa. Nice to see you. Who's new in the room today? Give me some love. Say hello to me. Tell me where you're from. Love to know where everybody's coming into me today from. Will I be entering the market today? Yeah, my friend. We're gonna trade like crazy, like we always trade. Yes, we always trade. We're just waiting for signals. We're just waiting for structures. Those of you who are new, we are basically trading my bread and butter setup. This is the BFF indicator. Has lots and lots of different strategies. If you are Jean-Paul, it's 3:30 in the afternoon for you, right? So it's what's bon midi? I don't even know. How do you say good afternoon in French? Jeez, I can't believe I forgot how to say good afternoon in French. Anyways, bonjour. Bonjour, Jean-Paul. Where are you from in France? So anybody who's new, here's what you do first. I'm just putting in the link in here called Join BK Traders. Completely free. Access to our private community. The community is totally gated, very safe, not like Discord, not like anything else. Nobody's going to scam you. Nobody's going to sidle up to you. If anybody asks you for anything in our name, or even like says, hey, how's your trading going? Let me know. We will ban them right away. This is a private gated community for traders only. No fucking scammers, no crypto scammers, no bullshitters. It's really, really good. It's our full free community for traders that has all of our courses, all of our videos, anything you really want to know, all the news coming up every single day. Kathy posts a huge amount of macro-related fundamental stuff there. Nothing else. If nothing else, just come in and join us. We have over 4,000 strong already in a month. We're probably going to get it to probably 10,000 by the end of the summer. So that's the first thing. Anybody who's new, who's listening to me on Twitter, if you're on Twitter, get your ass on YouTube, please. And actually, you know what? All right. Just to make you happy, because you're all lazy bastards on Twitter. I'm going to post the link to our community. Okay. Free trading here. Let me put this over here. Is this right? Well, let me do this. Hold on a second. Let me see if this is going to work. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So just here's the link for all of you on Twitter who are watching me, who are just too freaking lazy to do anything. Anyways, within that community is 2 courses. One is on Forex and fundamentals, which you can watch for free. The other one is a day trading course, which you can watch for free. I just made all new videos explaining every single strategy we use in day trading. But what I do, which is the simplest, easiest, best, in my opinion, strategy, is just trade these little dots. The green dots suggest supply. The red dots suggest supply. The green dots are demand, right? So demand up, supply down. The blue line is short-term moving average. The red line is long-term moving average. When the blue is below the red, there's more supply. We're generally going to trade supply only, and we will only trade counter trend. When we will only trade the greens when there is at least 3 consecutive demand dots, 3 consecutive signals to us that there is some demand for the product. This is Nasdaq. We trade Nasdaq and gold primarily as the 2 instruments that we like to trade in the. I was going to say in the class. It's not really a class in our live trading sessions. So doing that has been complete game changer for me. I think I left you guys yesterday at 51,000. I'm at 51,003, right? The other account is at 52,003. I'm just kind of trading one day, one the next day, just kind of the way I feel it. Very, very small. Trying to push it. We need to get to 53,000. 53,000 will fund me this account, fund me the other account, and will create yet more funded accounts that I have in my bank. Once we get to about 4 or 5 funded accounts, we'll just trade everything on funded level for my friends at Apex. I'm putting in my link to our friends at Apex. This gives you an incredible discount to get prop accounts. If you don't know what a prop account is, if you're brand new, come into our room, watch our free classes. You'll find out why it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. You don't have to risk your own money to be able to make money. That's the whole essence of the prop account. All right, we got 5 minutes to go. We got a green dot on NASDAQ, a triple green dot. So I'm going to take a tiny little bite on here on this trade. I'm going to wait to see if the green dot holds on the close of this candle, which is 15 seconds to go, and then I'll add a little bit to that position. My stops are pretty much exactly where they should be around the thing. Let's see. You know, I'm not like I'm holding my breath on this thing because we're trading counter trend. So I'm not a lover of counter trend trading, but let's give it a shot. Okay, I added 2 to this, and then I gotta let me just move this down. Let me move the targets down. Where's my target? Here's my second target. Okay, second target. Stops are behind me. Wait, what? I have 3. Ah, shit! I have 3 on these things. Okay. You know what? Screw this. I have too much on there. I just blew out the whole position just because. Sorry, for some reason I took 3 instead of 2. It's market open. It probably would have worked. I'm pretty sure it would have worked here for about a 30, 40 point trade. But I just took $5 out of it, just you know, because it's 4 minutes to the open. So I'm not gonna trade the 4 minutes to the open. I overbought because I think I was just talking too much and I pressed the button too much. But the idea of what I always do is I always basically take a probative position into the candle, and if the candle closes with a confirmation that there is demand or there's supply, but depending if I'm long, I want to have a demand. If I'm short, I want to have supply. I'll add to that position, and if I'm right, I'm going to be doubly right. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be half wrong generally because I don't have I'm trading without a confirmation generally. That's been a great strategy. Traded last night in Asia. You guys, even Asia worked really, really well in very, very slow Asia trade. Today, this should work really well. It worked very well all morning long. I've been short this whole move. This is the first time I got long, only because I have 3 dots my way. But this is always a very, very treacherous time to do this. 3, 4 minutes before the open is a lot of fake outs here, right? So that's why I got out of it, because there's no need for me to be a hero right now. I'll be happy to find opportunities. Gold modestly up. I mean, modestly down, but modestly up now. The blue above the red. So this is a legitimate demand positive signal here. $1.44 on the clock. So we're not even going to get interested in this trade until there's 30 seconds left on the clock. But I'll trade this to the long side. It's a legitimate trade for us on gold if it comes in. Let me see if there's any questions from anybody while we're waiting. All right, question. I have a question which always confuses me. When people have an EA and EA can trade for it perfectly, then why are they trading manually? Because EA can't trade perfectly. That's the answer. It's the biggest lie in the world. EA is just simply mechanically taking every single trade. For example, like right now, EA would have taken the trade that I was in, right, and stayed in that trade, and I got out of it because I have human judgment. There are a lot of lies in trading, but the idea that EA trades perfectly is one of the biggest lies. EA is an incredibly powerful tool, but it's just that. It's just a tool. You need to know when to turn it on, turn it off, and when to not use it altogether. So that having been said, nobody writes more EAs and trades more EAs than I do. But all right, let's do a little bit of gold. So here's what we're going to do. We're long gold. We're going to wait. Right on stop it underneath the ear is fine. We're going to bring the target pretty much to this label over here. If gold stays green, which it may not, the green dot needs to stay in place on the close of this candle. then we'll add to the position. This looks like shit, actually. Gold is doing its usual fake out move. All right, I'll add to it. Oh, fuck. Damn it, it started running. I was super slow on this thing. Fuck. I'm super slow on this thing. Okay. All right, let's see if I can just do this. Sorry, guys. You know me, I can't talk and chew gum at the same time. I should have just focused on the trade. There's like 2 seconds, into the entry, and I paid up too much for it. But okay, I'm long 2 on gold. This kind of raced my way, and then I didn't get a chance to take the profit. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna stay in this trade. If I eat it, I eat it. You know me. We'll see if anything works. Meantime, market is open on the NQ. NQ is starting to come down a lot. That's actually a good negative signal for us, but we're going to wait for 30 seconds to see if it's worthwhile for us to jump into this trade. Fucking gold is killing me. I hate gold. Why do I trade gold? Ask me why I trade gold. What a piece of shit fucking thing this is. God, I hate this product. All right. Let's focus on MNQ. 30 seconds into it. I'm going to sell this on the open. And my stop will be right above the high here. If this thing stays yellow, I'll add to it. And if it doesn't, I will let it go. Five seconds left, still staying yellow. Okay, sell. I'm short 2 on this. Let's move this this, and let's see if we can make target here. So I'm basically doubled up in this position, believing that there should be some continuity off this candle. Now this is market open, so you get lots and lots of. We've already had a big sell-off here, but let's see if there's more continuity on the sell-off here today. Gold is actually working a little bit. Finally. Oh, wait, where's my gold? Gold is like peaking, and then Nasdaq is retracing because one of the dangers. Well, this is fine. This is a very, very big move here. I didn't realize how much of a move this was. Wait, is this right? Why is this so 44? Oh yeah, it's like a 60-point move. I was like, wow, this is a big move. Okay, so it's a big move. It's fine. This doesn't work. It's still a legitimate trade. We just, it's a big volatility candle, and we'll just have to eat that trade, but on a totally legitimate basis, because this is a continuity trade. That is a legitimate signal here. The only thing I'll say about maybe taking this, maybe not doubling up on this trade, is that 1, this was a big, very, very large candle. 2, we've already had a really big decline, and this seems like the sell-off right into the open. The first 5 minutes, I always trade the first 5 minutes badly, because the first 5 minutes is always kind of a fake out move here. So, if I'm going to eat this, I'm going to eat this. But it wasn't structurally a bad trade, but it was probably a bad trade in the context of what's going on in the marketplace right now. Because, we clearly, had a big sell-off. Now there's a little bit of, they took down. All the retail sold off. Now the market makers are basically just squeezing me and everybody else into a bottom ticking this trade. So I'm going to have to eat this loss here. Pretty much. I'm almost certain this is going to be a stop out. And I'm putting these things equal, so at least they're equal on the stops. Right above here. It is what it is. What happened here? Oh, so my gold actually worked for me. For me, cursing gold. Gold actually did work for me. But the Nasdaq is gonna just completely go against me. So for all my, I guess my cursing really worked. I see this is the key to success is if you curse hard enough, your trades will hit target. Maybe we should curse the Nasdaq right now and see if that's going to reverse for us. Anyways, I fucking hate gold. Most of the time, I only trade it just for you guys, but it worked. I mean, the strategy worked. That's all. That's all that matters. Well, let's see what's going on with Nas. Definitely the news today, guys. Absolutely, the news today fundamentally is negative. How much more negative we're going to get? And also remember, are we going to get some positive headlines out of Trump by the end of the day? Maybe they're going to do some deal. Maybe something is going to happen. Who knows? I think absent any news out of the White House today, it feels like we drift. I mean, in fact, I think it's not unreasonable for us to get down to 19,000 because ADP is signaling that employment is contracting. Employment contracts, that means spending is going to contract. Spending contracts, that means GDP is going to contract. None of those things are positive. So the only positive thing that actually could rip this thing higher is if somebody on the Fed says, "Oh yeah, we're thinking of cutting rates." That's really the only thing that the stock market now can hang its head on as a positive catalyst is if rates get cut. Now, interest rate expectations have definitely moved towards the cutting cycle, but I don't know if Jerome is going to be willing to pull the plug in May. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. So I just think from a purely, not that we trade fundamentally, we're trading everything technically, but fundamentally it does look like things are going to go down. All right, well, let's see where we're at. We're at session lows here. We're going to test them. All right, I'm going to get out. I'll tell you why I got out of this thing. I kind of thought it was going to go down, but this was a big volatility trap. We were down $200. Managed to survive it only because I put my stops. We didn't break the highs, and we got lucky. And I can always return to the trade, right? But for me to, if I had the negative part of this is if we kind of stopped over here and bounced back up, testing the bottom of the day, and I got stopped out unnecessarily for second time around, would have been stupid. It was dumb. It wasn't very, very smart to take a double position on a huge volatility candle at pretty much the day's lows, right? You really, really had to be confident that the trade was going to go down. So, I took a small amount of P&L. I could have taken probably 4 times the P&L that I took out of this thing, but I'm not a greedy fuck. I'm always trying to protect my my downside. So, anyways, I mean, bottom line is we're actually up. The fucking gold trade and the Nasdaq trade both worked. Miracle of miracles. The only thing I can say is that in my defense is I'm actually following my strategy. So today, if you notice, one of the things I started doing today is I'm literally not allowing myself any fuck around trades. I'm not allowing myself, basically right now, my strategy does not allow me to get this short, right? Even though you may think, okay, there's a lot of momentum to the downside, maybe there's more downside to go. Yes, you could do a variance of the strategy. My strategy always says the first red signal, the first supply signal, that's the one you take. Then you have to wait, and you have to wait for the price action to consolidate and go for the next signal. My strategy tells me only after 3 green dots do you go counter trend. That's when you go. That's when you make the trade. In gold, we took the we took the green. What was my gold trade? Hang on a second. Let me just hang on a second. I forgot what I did here. Okay, so what did we buy? Oh, so I was bitching, but actually this was a pretty good trade. We bought here on the greens, and all of these things worked our way. This worked exactly the way it was supposed to work. That's pretty good, actually. I did see. Despite myself, I'm executing to my strategy, which is the key to my success. You know, there are three things that I've done to become like super consistent. And you guys are with me every day. And you know, this account started 50,000 on Friday, right? So we're now 3 days into the trade. I need to get to 53,000 to get this funded. The other account, which is the 69 account, was like started last Monday. We're at 52. I'm $800 away. I'm just ignoring this account. I'll come back to this account, and we're going to try and get this. This account is already funded, right? So this one is already funded. Once we get all three of them funded, we'll just trade them. We'll just trade them in the funded session. So the three things that have really made me consistent. Number one, I'm actually thinking of. I think I'm probably going to create a PDF on this. What do you guys think? Should I do like a little slide PDF explaining what I do? Before I do that, let me since we're taking a little bit of a break, let me just point your direction to this. If you want to trade with me, and you want all my tools, and you want all of my coaching, and you want not one, not two, but three free. You're not paying $1 for prop trading accounts. This is the deal. I'm going to give you this deal. It's the only deal I decided I'm going to do. I have people signing up every day, and every day I'm super happy to buy them free prop accounts and come into our community. So if you want to be even mildly serious, okay, do this. If you want to kick around your tires, go talk to Kathy. Don't bother me. I just decided that anybody who wants to come and trade with us, everybody who gets this deal is super happy. Everybody who just comes in for 2 or 3 weeks and kicks the tires usually leaves completely, as you would imagine, incompetent. You start incompetent, you end incompetent. My job is to make you super competent. This is the only way I can do this. So this is the deal. Take it or leave it. I don't care. But if you take it, I'm going to take such good care of you. You won't believe it. I'm going to give you the free accounts. I'm going to give you all the indicators. You can have everything you want. So within that that framework that we've just kind of designed. And by the way, everybody who's on wealth charts, a good news. I had a beta run with the guys yesterday. The thing looks really good. So we are like 24, 48 hours away from final distribution. The moment wealth charts, BFF goes on wealth charts, everybody who is a wealth charts user, I'm going to let you guys know. We're going to do an email. I'm going to enable you guys for the indicator on wealth charts. And starting next week, hopefully, we're going to start to trade wealth charts as well as TradingView. So, at this point, we're really multi-platform. MT4, MT5, TradingView, wealth charts, all of them have the indicator. Everything is on there. So it should be really, really good. You guys should really enjoy it. Anyways, that's the story as far as business goes at BK here. And I will, I'll keep you abreast on all of that. But as far as just trading tactics go, these are the three things I've done that have just radically changed my profitability and consistency. Number one, I'm trading small. I'm trading micros. I'm not even trading minis. I'm trading micros. And I started with one. And you're like, you're trading $20 trades. $30. Yes, I am. And look how well I'm doing. You don't need to trade large to win big, right? That's the key thing. So that's number one. I trade small. Number two, I generally take only directional signals, and I only take the signals when they appear on the chart. In other words, if I want to right now, it's positive trend in gold. So the next time we get a green dot, that's going to be a positive signal, because if I go from red dot to green dot within a positive trend, that's new demand coming in. I want to take that trade. So I'm only going to take trend trades primarily. And when I do take those trades, I come in probative. I come in like first trade kind of feeling it out. And if it's confirmed by price action, keeping the green dot, keeping a demand dot on the chart, I'll double up my position. That generally means that I'm going to have some continuity. Not always, but most of the time I'll get continuity, which is what I'm trading. I'm trading continuity. So that's number 2, basically trend and 1-2 entry, like double entry when I have a confirmation. And the third thing is when I'm trading counter trend, which is my favorite thing to do and the worst thing in the world to do. I am an inveterate. My greatest weakness is I love to pick bottoms, sell tops. And that is always a loser's proposition, except in the way that I've finally figured out, where I have to have 3 counter trend signals, on the chart before I even entertain the idea of trading counter trend. So I got to have 3 red dots in a row before I'm gonna sell gold. 3 green dots in a row before I buy Nasdaq, in order for me to get interested in the opposite trade, right? Those 3 things, that's it. Nothing else has made massive, massive difference in how I trade. Fabio, what are you asking me here? Do you only do trades when both trend and slope are in the same direction? No. The dots don't, the slope indicator comes in when I do BFF. This is I'm actually in trend mode right now. But if I was in trend mode, right now I was in turn mode. But if I was in trend mode, this is negative slope. So this was confirmed. This was confirmed. You see, yes, trend actually measures slope as well. So I don't want to go into the full details of all my strategies, because that's what the community's for. That's what the free course is for. That's why you guys can have the richness of experience. Because when we're trading live, I'm keeping it as simple and as easy as possible. I'm just following the dots, trading the dots, and scalping the dots. But there's lots of other permutations of how you could trade this. So yeah, this is the trend. Every one of these yellow signals is a trend signal, and that has slope built into it. So it wouldn't be showing up as a trend signal if it didn't have negative slope on here. So that's the answer. But I was actually in turn mode. Turn mode does not calculate slope. Turn mode just trades, reversals. So that's the answer, Fabio. Enzo, how are you, my friend? Oh man, you have a lot to catch up on. We're trading really, really well. I'm glad you're back. We're killing it. Just keeping it really, really simple. So as I said, I put up all new lessons in the course. I really invite everybody to go watch it. Hope you guys, have a good time with it. What's Rick saying? Oh, thank you. Rick, thank you. Rick says 3 years with BK. See, yes, everybody who stays with us longer is usually a very, very satisfied trader, because the longer you stay, the better you get. And you get better in your own way, because there's no Boris's way. There's just Boris's ideas that everybody takes in their own fashion. I talked about the idea of whether you're patient or impatient as being the number one question you want to ask yourself. I am clearly an impatient trader, so I take small, short trades. There are guys that will literally do this. Where's my thing? So let's just go into trend. There are lots of guys in my room that will do this. They'll see the trend signal over here, or maybe even over here. They'll take this trend signal, and they will have the patience to just hold it. And as long as it doesn't break the highs, they will milk that fucker all the way down to, what is this, 500 to 300 points. They'll have one trade, and they'll make like $800-900 on that one trade. If you're that personality, more power to you. As they say in Yiddish, sei gesund. If you're not that personality, don't try to be. I don't try to be that. I'm not that personality. I'm the guy that's going to take 10 of these little chunks along the way, but I'm never going to be able to take the one big chunk. But you can do it because the tools are there. That's the beauty of it. The beauty is of having these incredibly powerful tools at your fingertips. Really, really useful. Okay, gold showing a counter trend signal. Let's see. I hate gold, so don't. No, it's actually not third. It's second. Okay, so this is actually good. We can watch gold a little bit, but honestly, I'd much rather watch Nasdaq because Nasdaq has got two greens, and we're watching for the third green. If I'm going to trade counter trend, I want to trade counter trend Nasdaq right now as a possibility if I get it. With a full caveat that even when you have all your rules set up, they're still going to suck compared to the trend rules. The trend signals are still going to be 10 times better than counter trend signals. So, but if you're going to trade counter trend, at least do it in a careful fashion. So we'll watch Nasdaq, see if there's any kind of counter trend moves here. Because zip is not my indicator and it's not my style, Manny. That's Kathy's style. And I don't really, zip is designed for FX, and this is designed for short-term scalping, so totally different. Although I know there probably are guys in the room that can use both, but that's not, if you know anything about Kathy and I, you know how different personalities we are. So, like for her to use why don't you ask her why doesn't she use BFF, and you'll see what kind of answer you're going to get out of her. We're so opposite that we're literally born on the exact opposite side of the. I don't believe in horoscope at all, but we're literally born on the same day on the exact opposite scale, like literally 6 months to the day opposite. That's how opposite we are in personality. Another sell signal in this. We're going to just take one. I'm just going to take one NAS here. Not that mainly because we've had such strong selling at this point that I'm just going to just milk this a little bit if I can get it. Again, this is me making an audible decision. If I was following my strategy strictly, this is a legitimate double sell, meaning single sell and then sell the second one on the close because it is a very, very strong sell. But we are so deep down that I don't know how much more downside action we have. So maybe I'll just take $25 out of this one, and that'll be good enough. We'll see. We'll see if I'm wrong. Usually I'm always wrong. I'm always getting out too early. I'm always too afraid that it's going to turn. Let's see if my paranoia has paid off. Probably not. This probably goes all the way down to like 160. And those of you guys who are hanging in this trade are going to make more money than I will. But it's still a good trade. The signal was there. We took the trade. So this is a perfect example of what I mean about trading flow, trading momentum. I was perfectly willing to trade counter trend because I thought that demand was kind of setting up. But then price action completely changed around. Signals completely changed around, and so did I. I totally changed my opinion as the price action confirmed further trend downside action, right? And that's the beautiful part. We are not committed to one side or the other side of the market. We're just simply watching at what looks to be the most probable trade at the moment. That's what makes BFF so good. The most probable trade at that moment was definitely the downside because there was still supply on the books, and we're still hitting fresh lows. And it was still a really, really good trade. 10 o'clock news. You're right. Thank you, Tom. I'm going to hold off till 10 o'clock goes by. And we'll see. GFuzz, you had a comment which I haven't had a chance to get to. Let me see what you're saying. Okay. Oh, yes. I mean, switching to another account. This is why, first of all, guys, I give you 3 free accounts. One, because I want you to have lots and lots of opportunity. But the other thing is the other untold kind of a hidden truth as to why I started to trade so much better is precisely because I started switching. If I'm trading badly in one account, you can just go to another account. And the value of that is that you will not blow up the account. Generally what happens is if you have one account, you will beat it to death. But if you have a couple, you can just, take your bad juju, leave it there, and start fresh with a new account. I know it sounds stupid. It's not like a scientific or even a rational idea, but it is a very, very powerful psychological idea. That's why having multiple accounts is really good. I hop around. If I'm not vibing it, I'll hop around to the other account. But so far, because I've been trading small and trading really, really more or less on strategy, haven't really had to vibe it out too badly. But that is very, very true, GFUS. It's a really, really good. It's probably one of the most valuable tools that nobody tells you about, because it's like one of those things that is not rational. It's not good trading techniques. It's not good trading behavior. It's not all the bullshit you hear in the books. 99% of success comes not from the bullshit you hear, but from little tricks like this, psychological tricks that really actually help you survive another day and thrive. Good job on. Did gold go counter trend too? We were focusing on NAS. You're right. Hey, look at this. Look at this, Rick. You were absolutely right. Good call on that. I ignored gold because it's my stepchild. That's a bad thing to say. I have steps. I don't mean it to. That sounded horrible. I take it back. Sorry. It's just it's not my favorite trading instrument. But this was a really good signal. 1, 2, 3. Here's what I wanted to kind of prove to you guys. You're probably thinking, oh, if there's 3 dots, it's already probably corrected. No, it's just starting to. Because the idea here is you get short here against the high, which is not a lot. You're like 22 against 29. It's about 7 points. So it's not insignificant, but definitely, it's only a $70 risk, and it just really, really unwound. So you had plenty of time. This is very, very good clean call on gold, which I completely ignored, but you guys did a good job with it. And back, and I told you that and back to selling off. Now this is already a third sell off for me, so it's not a signal for me. But I pulled. I am notorious for premature exit on my trades. Yeah, I'm trading 2 minutes. Sorry, Enzo. We're trading 2 minute. 2 minute is a very, very. We found that 2 minute is just has less noise, less signals, but better signals. So, Baby Tiger, are you new, Bobby Tiger Boy? Welcome to the show. Tell us where you're from. Anybody who's new, say hi to me. Say hi to me on the show. Oh, 10 o'clock. We got how much time is it? 9:58. 2 more minutes. Let's see what the let's go to the calendar. So what do we have? We have core PCE. This is kind of interesting, actually. This is pretty big news because core PCE, like if this is the one thing that Trump's been saying, which actually is true, is that inflation has really come down. So if inflation is really low, that could actually provide positive juice to equities, because then the Fed will be much more encouraged to cut interest rates. So this is kind of worthwhile watching for us. Remember, PCE is what the Fed uses for its inflation gauge. How can you pull up a micro E-mini on the TradingView chart? You need to have an Apex account, Michael. Otherwise, you're not going to have the real-time feed. That's why. That's why I give you this. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry. I actually, I just realized something, Michael. You came in yesterday, right? On the deal, on this deal that I gave you. My bad. I think I owe you a refund, which you can then use to go buy yourself some Apex accounts. I got to go take a look. I'm sorry. I was just super busy yesterday. But yeah, if you haven't gotten the refund from me for this deal, just remind me. I'll give you the refund. You can use that to go buy Apex accounts, and that will give you access to real time charts. Sorry guys, I'm sneezing here. Oh god, back to allergies. Okay, what do we got? We got 8 seconds left. Let's see what the data says. Again, remember, decent PCE actually could be positive for the market. Where are the prints? Oh my God. Okay, pending home. Whoa, pending home. Holy shit, 6-1. That's a good number. Let's see what the PCE numbers are. No reaction so far. Personal spending. Why is nothing showing up? Come on. Let's try financial juice. Let's see financial juice. What's going on over here? Come on. Everything's so slow today. PC 2-3. Oh, actually a little hotter. 2-2. Actual 2-3 forecast 2-2. Year-to-year actual forecast 2-6. So not really. PC month over month 0, forecast 0. So all within this core PCE 0, forecast 0.1. So yeah, I mean PCE is muted. PC is definitely muted. Here it is, it's starting to print everything. It's a mildly bullish inflation reading, mildly bullish. Like it would be great if it was even more negative. Like honestly, this is enough, in my opinion, for the Fed to have to cut because inflation has been completely squelched. If you look at it, especially month over month PCE at 0, it shows that there's just really no inflationary pressures at all. And we do need a rate cut if we want to have any kind of buoyancy to the equity market right now. So let's see. Like this is kind of a mildly positive reaction post news. Are we going to try to run this back up? Let's see. First green dot, second green dot. We'll give it a little bit of time. Let's see if demand comes in. It's not like, honestly, it looks like the stock market is on what is it? Like is in practically near coma. Looking at what you guys are saying to me. While we work this out, I want to share with you something really interesting. Oh God, sorry. Oh my God. I know I look like I'm just streamlining cocaine every 5 seconds, right? And it's just literally all allergies. My apologies, guys. Okay, so one thing I kind of wanted to discuss with you philosophically, because the more academic literature I read, the more I'm becoming convinced that this is just one of the biggest truths in trading and finance. You probably have heard, some of you, that momentum is one of those really strongly academically proven concepts, meaning that good stocks tend to go higher, bad stocks tend to go lower. A rising equity market tends to go higher. Basically, an object in motion tends to continue in that motion. Enormous amount of studies across like foreign markets, U.S. markets, stocks, commodities, capturing the idea of momentum in whichever way you're thinking about it. Breakout above 10-period moving average, over 100-period moving average. A lot of arbitrary ways, a lot of very specific ways, and there's just a huge amount of evidence that momentum is a factor, like meaning that is a legitimate, true part of the market, right? And you would think, given the fact the markets are so efficient, so incredibly hard to make money in, why would this behavior persist across all time frames, all assets, all epochs, right? And So I was talking to Tom Basso, who is one of the market wizards, the other day, and he kind of explained to me a really interesting explanation for why this happens. Basically, if you think about how financial markets operate, they operate on an auction basis, right? There's a ladder, like, you guys can see this ladder. Let me show this to you. So this is a ladder of bids and asks, right? In all the different, where's my thing? There we go. And there's a lot. I only show the first offer, but we obviously have like 10 up, 10 down, right? And as people want more, they buy the offers. As they want to sell more, they sell the bids. But it's always an auction market, right? It's always, first come, first serve, highest price, so on and so forth. That's the market. That's how all financial markets work. So let me just pull this back so I can execute if I see trades here. So what he explained to me, which is kind of interesting, is because we all think that there's something. It's like somebody wants to buy and it's just one single price and they buy everything, right? And that's actually the exact opposite of how financial markets work. If you want to buy the S&P or NASDAQ or gold as a big trader, right? You absolutely can. We as a retail, I can buy my whole position in 1 second. You as a big player, hedge, even if you have $100 million, which is tiny on an institutional basis, you cannot buy your whole position on one click. So if you have $1 billion, it's going to take you hours, sometimes days, if you're trading a specific individual stock, to be able to buy a position. If you're buying, futures, obviously the numbers are different. If you may have 10 billion to buy, that's going to take you a long time to buy. So it doesn't matter how liquid something is. If something is very, very liquid, that just means that there's lots of people with much larger size, willing to buy and sell that product. So momentum is really a function of the mechanics of the market. People are coming into a trade for whatever reason. They want to be long, right? Then other people say, yeah, this is a good reason to be long, but I'm big, so I have to get long over a much longer period of time, and I'm going to move markets, my way. And that is why momentum kind of works, and it works the other way too. When everybody rushes for the exits, we've seen this 1,000 times. It's escalator up, elevator down, right? When everybody rushes for the exits and they want to sell, you could just press the button, keep your eyes closed, and it will be, it will fall. I've had, when we've traded like during the volatility a couple of weeks ago, where I would press the button, and before I even said a word, the take profit was already done, meaning that it fell like 30, 40 points in less than a second, because everybody's trying to get out the other way. So that, I think, is the reason why momentum, just mechanically, is a force that's never going to change, right? That's never going to change. And then what's interesting is that you read like all sorts of literature about momentum, and you find there's just new research going on all the time. So this is a study that I came across today, and I'm actually going to share this with you, because here's the beauty of AI. This is a mildly, well, probably very complicated study for anybody who doesn't understand basic, mathematics and statistics. And I'm one of those people who is just mildly competent. I'm essentially level 1 algebra kind of, functionality. I know a little bit of statistics. I understand some of the concepts. But what I wanted to kind of show you is how brilliant AI is at explaining to the retail person, just a layman person, exactly what's going on in this particular strategy, what it's trying to measure, and why momentum is working in it. So you can actually make these things public, right? So I'm going to share. I've shared this, right? So this is my public link. I'm going to put this in a link. If you guys are at all interested, it's a little geeky, but it's just fun to read and try to understand, what are they trying to prove, and in layman's terms, and why it's working. This is an example. We were using Microsoft. So anyways, I thought it was an interesting piece about all of this. Second green dot, right? Maybe we're starting to turn. I'm actually gonna, okay, as usual, I'm going to break my rules, but I'm going to try get long here on this second dot. Not commit. I'm not going to commit any more than just one contract to this thing. But as I said, it looks like we're starting to turn. Now, if I get a third red green dot, then I'll commit. I'll kind of break up my trading this way. So if I get a third red dot, I'll commit, because that's hopefully going to be a signal of a demand turn in Nasdaq. Maybe on the assumption that we the Fed is going to step in here and try to loosen monetary policy. Maybe a little bit of profit taking. Who knows? Maybe I'm a little too early and I'm going to get stopped out. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. But we'll give it a shot. This isn't a perfect trade, but at least it's 2/3 good trade, meaning that I wasn't rushing my signals here. In the Enzo, in the day trading course, the day trading course has been completely rewritten in the community. Okay. Yeah, Thomas already answered that. Good job. Good job. Good job on that. See if there's anything on Financial Juice. Nothing much. Let's see if there's anything on my feed. And my friend Eddie Elfenbein. And nothing going on. Nothing much going on. Okay, let's go see what's going on over here. $44 seconds left. Still no third green dot. So just trying to stay patient on this trade. Oh, nice move. All right, so should I commit to this trade? It's probably okay, but I kind of front run this trade. I'm pretty happy with the fact that I'm at 400 today. I started at 200 with you guys. I'm gonna call it quits for my trading escapades for now. But feel free. I mean, I think this is pretty. Like if you were going to trade this is a pretty legitimate signal. Stop would be over here, the 68, 30, 36. It's a relatively big move. But I think you could see, where are we? If you came in here, was this 33, 40? You certainly can see 60, 70 over here, pretty easily, in my opinion. But we've already kind of made a big turn. I'm pretty happy with the trade. You can see, guys, just trading micro contracts did not hurt me as far as my P&L. And now I'm like pretty much halfway towards my target of getting funded. Just less than less than a week. Shit, less than a week into this. Tomorrow we still have a day, and Friday we still have a day. We'll see what happens to these accounts. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys like the new way of trading. Hope everybody's having a good time. I still don't have any new people. Where are my new people here? Talk to me, please. Say hi. There's a lot of people. I see a lot of people watching me on Twitter. That's interesting about momentum, GFIs, that Greece keep growing until they don't. They run into a natural constraint. Yeah, I mean, it just feels like there's, until there's a natural constraint, things stop. Momentum is really a powerful concept. Look, by the way, look how the 3 dots are working. I told you 60 was probably going to be a trade. I just pussied out because I just didn't want to watch another trade, but that would have worked really, really, really nicely. Look how well, and yeah, we got lucky on one trade, but pretty much how well we've executed today, just staying to my very, very simple approach, right? Just very clean hour of trading of all good trades, right? Nothing really stupid here. Oh, you know what? I didn't trade BNB. I don't think I didn't. I think after I left you guys, I didn't even know. I have to go check that account, but I don't think I was in the trade. We had a good clean run in Asia. By the way, you guys want to trade Asia with me? I'll be trading Asia. Doc turned me on to BNB as a potential instrument for us to trade, so we'll try to trade that as well. But everything else, we'll do as we do here, but just on CFD version. All right. Okay, guys. Any other questions? Anything else for me? Is everybody relatively clear on what we're doing, how we're trading, what we're hitting? I hope so. Be sure to give this to all your friends, even those that are just mildly interested in finance. Come into our community. Come hang out with us. I will enable you any way I can. All right, and one last thing, anybody wants to take advantage of this deal, I'm going to put this up here one more time. Anybody who buys it, I will give you refunds to finance 3 Apex accounts today with our discount. In Asia session, I trade on the CFD side, NASDAQ, gold, US 30, and BNB, but in a CFD format, not in futures format. Same idea. We have MT5, MT4 indicator. Same idea. Really cool. MT5 not as beautiful as TradingView, but the executions are much better because we have like special execution tools. And there's there's a deal for CFD traders as well. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Everybody enjoy. Everybody have a great day. Keep scalping the dots. I think you guys will all do really, really well. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful day. Take care.